It is time to whip up some delicious spring-inspired recipes here this morning. I'm going to call this the ultimate spring bake-off from scratch. I had actually hoped to do some breads in today's video as well, but I've actually not been baking a lot recently, and so my sourdough starter needed a little bit more extra time to be nice and active, but we have some other delicious, more like quick breads, a bunch of tasty desserts here for spring coming up, and I'm trying to think which one to start with, but I'm thinking let's get these blackberry muffins in the pan, and what I want to do on the top of them is what makes them kind of showstopper, makes them feel like very bakery style, so that'll be fun to do here after they're baked and chilled. I will try to have all, or as many I should say, as the recipes as I can linked down below. I have been running into trouble where I'm running out of space. You're only allowed a certain amount of letters in that description box, but I will try to put down there for you as much as I can. And starting off here with the blackberry muffins. A lot of you have been asking about the cookie scoop that I use when I make muffin tins. My favorite one actually broke, and that is the number 12. It is bigger than this, so I just did this one in heaping scoops. But if you do a lot of baking, I would highly recommend getting the cookie scoop. Number 12 is the correct size for perfect, especially if you also like using the tulip liners like this. I find I use it all the time, even to scoop out mashed potatoes or things like that. It's a very frequent used tool in my kitchen. But the muffins are ready now, so I'm gonna bake these at 400. These are with fresh milled flour. Actually, everything I'm doing today is 100% fresh milled, but you could also substitute all-purpose if you are not currently doing fresh milled. I'm gonna bake these at 400 for about, I'm gonna check them around 15 to 18 minutes. If you're using all-purpose, I find that they need a little bit more time. I would check them more at 20 minutes, 20 to 25. If the toothpick comes out clean, then they're ready. I absolutely love, if I'm gonna have a big bake day like this, mixing the doughs ahead of time. And even if you're not filming, if you're just doing it for yourself at home, highly recommend it. It makes it go so much quicker and smoother the next morning in general. But I'm moving right along here to my next dough, and I had wanted to do this with a smaller scoop, but my smaller scoop is also broken. I use these things like crazy, so they do need to be replaced once in a while. I'm just using the same scoop now that I used in the muffins, except these are not getting heaped. And this recipe is a jelly, like a thumbprint cookie, and these are always kind of nostalgic for me because my mom made these a lot growing up, and I actually haven't made them a ton myself. So I wanted to do these next because we do want to make a strawberry jam from scratch to put in the center, and obviously that will need some time to chill before we can put it on. Strawberry jam, I'm just going to take about 2 pounds of fresh strawberries, cut the stems off, and then I'll cut them up a little bit, add a cup of honey, and then we'll just cook this down, honestly, till it's thick. Super, super simple, but a lot better than when there's a ton of sugar added. The girls over here are busy making Rice Krispie egg nests. We were asked to make some of these for Sunday school on Sundays, so we're having fun with that, almost like a little craft project. Well, bake days like this are some of my very favorite things ever, but I'm also well aware that it's just not feasible in every season of life. And for that, I am so grateful that there are other options to still get high quality, delicious baked goods in your home that also make your home smell incredible. And I know that so many of you have already been loving every time when I talk about wild grain, but we've honestly been really enjoying them in our home as well. If you are not familiar with them, basically you can get them as a subscription, or you can just do like a one-time order here or there kind of as needed if you're postpartum or if you're just in a really busy season of life where a little bit of help in the kitchen department would be very welcome. They are so easy because everything comes pre-packaged like this in little bags. Everything is already made. Wild Grain partners with small bakeries around the country that do all the heavy work for you. And I know if you've been around for a while, you know that I'm really big on whole foods and foods high in nutrition. So one thing that I notice and really love about Wild Grain is that when you read through their ingredients, it's actually words that you can pronounce. There's no preservatives in it. And everything goes from frozen to baked in 25 minutes or less. And so what I want to bake here this morning is actually these little foldovers. These are ham and cheese foldovers. We're going to bake these at 350 for about 25 minutes. I have to show you what else is in my box. These are blueberry lemon donuts. The blueberries would actually fit right in with our theme here today with spring baking. Maple Belgian waffles, which are absolutely delicious. We have croissants, we have chocolate croissants, and then slow churned French butter. And this is actually delicious. If you would like to give Wild Grain a try, they were so generous to offer you a discount code. So if you go over to wildgrain.com/thisgoldenhour and use the discount code thisgoldenhour, you will get $30 off your entire box. They have some really great options if you have specific dietary needs in your family. So vegan boxes, high protein boxes, gluten-free boxes. There's a couple different options that you can pick from, which is super helpful, but you'll get $30 off whichever box that you choose, plus free croissants for life. Well, I actually have 2 muffin batters here for today, and so I'm gonna get my second one baked here. It seems like the way it's going to work out with our schedule here with the baking and the fillings is first we're going to do most of the baking and then work on fillings. The filling and decorating is always my favorite, making things look so beautiful, and so I'm really looking forward to that. But my second batter here is a fresh milled lemon poppy seed muffin. How do you get more spring than lemon, right? And I actually made a lemon curd last evening that's supposed to go in here like a surprise cupcake. I cannot wait to finish these and actually try them, but let me find my cookie scoop again and we'll fill these and bake these for now. I don't think I mentioned, but none of these recipes have any refined sugar other than the lemon curd in these does. I need to experiment with that sometime when I'm not filming and I'm not taking a dessert to a crowd, or if we're hosting or whatever, to see if that works with like honey or maple syrup. I'm guessing honey might more. I don't know. If you've tried that before, let me know. But otherwise, everything is sweetened with either honey or maple syrup. So same goes with these muffins. This is what the ham and cheese foldovers look like. You want one? Scrunchy. Okay, next into the pan is this carrot loaf. So I thought instead of doing a carrot cake, I have my labels under here trying to keep everything straight. Instead of doing a carrot cake, which is very, very spring, we'll do the same idea, but we'll do it in a loaf pan. So we're gonna get this baking. I'm guessing this will probably take more like 20 to 30 minutes to bake. Fun fact, this is actually one of Josh's favorite cakes. And so it's one that we're often making for his birthday. Okay, next into the oven. I feel like we're just kind of whipping things into the oven right now, but I'm very excited about this. So I don't know if these will turn out, but I'm really hoping they do because I think it's such a fun idea. I have some dried chamomile still that we freeze dried from our garden this past year. There's not much left, but there is a little bit. So I'm making some chamomile cookies, and then I'm thinking like a lemon glaze and then sprinkle a little bit more of these chamomile flowers over top would be so fun. So that's the plan. I have never made these before, but I'm hoping they are delicious. And that's what we're gonna put in the oven next. I have a the chamomile cookies, and oh my goodness, they smell so much like chamomile. I am very curious to give these a try. Okay, still have a couple more doughs to bake, but I need a little change of pace. My Blackberry muffins are cooled, and so I'm gonna pipe some, this is a cream cheese frosting. So what I do for this is 28 ounces of softened cream cheese with 4 ounces softened butter, 1 cup of raw honey, and 1 tablespoon vanilla bean paste. And it's a delicious, not super sweet frosting. So if you like it sweeter, feel free to add more sweetener, but I love it and I can feel good about eating it. So first we're gonna pipe that on, and then I actually made it's like a blackberry glaze, if you will, yesterday, just cooking down blackberries with some honey. And then we're gonna put a little like spoon of that on the top. Butter.
Those look really good.
This one I made last evening. Like it. It's a little messy. I sure wish you could smell the scent in this kitchen by now. There are so many delicious baked good smells. We'll just call it our own little bakery. But I do want to get my next crust in the oven, which is, it's kind of like a fruit pizza crust, if you will, although a little bit different, I would say. I made this twice in 1 week. We liked it that much. I don't have the pan that I usually like to use. I'm using that for something else right now. So I am gonna just do it in this like a shortcake pan, and then we'll bake that and hopefully chill it in time to top. I don't have many lemon cupcakes here, but the ones that I do have are smelling delicious. So what I want to do is come in with a little bit of lemon curd and make like a surprise on the inside, and then we'll come back with a very similar, I just didn't do the butter, I just did cream cheese, honey, and vanilla bean paste, what we'll do on top. I didn't think through that with the cream cheese frosting, because now we have cream cheese frosting on, I think, 4 things. So you could definitely switch that up. You could do buttercream. There's some healthier versions of buttercream even. I just realized, oh no, I'm about out of butter as well, so I'm just kind of making do with what I have here, and it'll be fine. But definitely if you go with this exact lineup in one of your baking days, I would probably recommend switching it up a little bit. Oh really? Okay, and then I think we'll go in and sprinkle a little bit of poppy seeds, since the inside does have poppy seed, as well as a little bit of lemon zest, or maybe a little lemon slice. I'm not sure. I feel like I want to bring the lemon out to kind of show that, like, hey, this is a lemon cupcake.
I'm gonna... I forgot again.
That's so cool. Well, And then that one. I think the chamomile cookies are chilled now and ready to decorate. Kyra's actually gonna do that for us. She made it's like a cream cheese lemon glaze, looks delicious. We're gonna drizzle it with that and then come in with a little bit of our crushed dried chamomile flowers as well. Yeah. Some of them. Well, I know we've already worked with a number of different fruits here this morning, but something that I love to pull out when I want a pie, but not the work of a pie, is a galette. And apple galettes are some of our favorites. And so that's what I want to do here. I have this is actually from a pierogi kit, but I remembered I had it, so I pulled it out. You wouldn't need this. The thing I love about a galette actually is how easy it is, rustic. You can literally just pull off a piece of pie dough, roll it out, or sometimes I'll literally just press it like this with my palms, and that works well. So they're just not near as nitpicky as a pie normally is, and then I thought it would just be fun to do little mini personal ones. Does it hurt? Little snippet. Apple. Yeah, that would be special again. They're honestly like the size of cookies, but we have our little apple galettes here. I'm gonna come in with an egg wash, brush it on the crust, and then I want to stick on some of these little slivered almonds. And then for sweetener, so I haven't sweetened it so far with anything. If you use sugar, you can totally just sprinkle a little bit of sugar on the bottom of your crust before you put the apples in. But what I also really like to do is just go over the whole thing then and drizzle honey and bake it like that, and we love it that way. Right. You can take the bowl and go on the other side of me, and then I'll bake those. To decorating probably the last two things here. Kyra is going to take care of the carrot loaf. She is going to pipe strawberries on, and then I am going to take our fruit pizza / shortbread situation and put actual strawberries on. And before I put the strawberries on, I'll also do that like cream cheese mixture that we've been using on a lot of things here. And then our apple galettes are in the oven, so can't wait to see how those turn out. I think it is. I don't know, what is there? Okay, yeah. Let's see.
Oh, that's a good idea, then I don't even...
I'm not sure how high to pile my strawberries here because I'm just having way too much fun with this. But I forgot to mention, so Kyra's loaf, by the way, is stunning. We had wanted to do carrots, but then realized we had nothing to make our frosting orange. So she did these strawberries, and I think it's the most precious thing. And then, of course, my fruit pizza slash shortcake deal. So growing up, this would have been like a shortcake. It was a little bit more, not like super spongy, but more like a cake consistency. And I feel like around here, whenever I've been served shortbread, it's more like biscuits. But anyways, regardless, I'm really excited to dive into this. I'm trying to decide if I should drizzle a little chocolate over here. Maybe I'll drizzle chocolate. We have nothing chocolate today. And I'm still waiting on my apple galette. So I think I'll try to pull in the reins here with my strawberries and go for a little chocolate yet.
In my face, hot air.
Galettes are done, so that officially wraps it up. I hope that you had half as much fun watching as we did baking all this stuff up. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know in the comments below what you're baking in your kitchen this spring. I would love to also get some ideas from you. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to check out Wild Grain, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye, friends.
Golden, golden thing.